Welcome to Microsoft Technical Tutorials. Today we are going to see how to insert the data into a table available in SQL Server. So I am creating a table, employee table with different fields: employee ID, employee name, department ID, salary, city and state. Let's execute this statement. So the table is available for us now. Just now we have created. So there will not be any data in our table. I am selecting the data from the table. Executing it, no data is available. So now we will see how to insert the data. So in order to insert the data, SQL Server is providing us one statement: insert into, and here you need to provide the employee table name. So here, whatever the table name, if you are creating some other table name like department, then you can provide the department name. After that, you need to mention into which columns you are inserting the data. So I am inserting the data into employee ID, name, department, salary, state and city. And after that, values keyword will represent what values we are giving into these columns. So mention these values. After that, mention the data what you are inserting. One I am inserting into employee ID, Anil into employee name, department. All these things I mentioned. Now I am inserting the data into this. Execute this. If I want to insert more than one record into this table, so now I have inserted one record. If I want to insert another record into this table, let's execute one more, write one more insert statement. I executed this. Now see the data what is available in the table. If you see over here, two records are available in the table. So in order to insert two records, I have written two insert statements. So can't we write in a single insert statement? How to write in a single insert statement to insert the data into the table, multiple values into the table? Just copy paste this. I'm writing over here, this is one value, and then try to give one more. Can we write like this? So here you can write in a different way. In this way you can insert multiple records into your table. So I am inserting multiple records into my table with a single insert statement. This I am changing only few values over here. So will it work or not? We will check it out. This is another way of inserting multiple records. Instead of writing multiple insert statements, I am writing only single insert, and we have inserted three different records. If you see over here, I have inserted three different records over here with a single insert statement. And here everywhere we are mentioning column names over there. So without mentioning any column names, can we insert the data? So that I am saying over here, just here I am not mentioning any column names. If you see over here, insert into table name I have provided. After that, directly I give values instead of providing the column names. So what will happen over at this time? I'm inserting this. Yes, I will write it as 5. Then I will execute this. What will happen? So this record is inserted into our table. Now we will see the data available. So fifth record was inserted into this table. So this is also another way of writing the insert statement. But what will happen if we write like this? You need to remember the order of columns. So here order of columns is employee ID, employee name, department ID, salary, state. So if you remember this ordering, you can directly insert the data into your table without mentioning any column names. Because as you are not mentioning anything, it will take the default ordering of the table which is available in SQL Server. In that way, it will insert the data. Now I will try to insert, like I will give Anil first, employee name, and then employee ID, because those two are different data types. What will happen now? Because I don't know what is the ordering, so I thought like only employee name. Then first I gave the Anil as employee name in the starting. What will happen over here? Conversion failed while converting the varchar value to data type in, because here our first column is employee ID, and for employee ID data type is integer, whereas while we are inserting the data we are giving varchar value over here. That is the reason it is not able to convert that, and the script is failing. So if you give like employee ID as 55 and name as 5 I am giving, will it work now? We'll check it out. I'm executing this. So it has inserted, because whenever you are giving 5 value as employee name, it will convert that into character and it is inserting the data into employee name. That is That's the reason it is able to insert the data into that and without giving any error. Now we will see what is the data available in that table. If you see over here, 5 is the employee name, but this is not correct data because you don't know ordering and you gave the values like this. That is only the drawback of this. So you need to remember the order of columns, then only you will be able to insert the data into your table if you are not mentioning any columns over here. And can we insert the data into only 2 to 3 columns with, instead of mentioning all the column names, can I mention only 2 column names? Now I will check this. I'm removing all these columns from over here, just mentioning only employee ID and employee name. Then I'm deleting this. Our last value is 5, so I will give it as employee ID as 6, so we will be able to identify whether record is inserted into table or not. I'm giving this, then I'm pressing F5. So what happened? It inserted the data into this table. What about other columns then? Now we'll see what data is available in this. So this over for other columns it inserted null. So as these columns are nullable, even though if you are not mentioning anything in this, it is defaultly taking it as null. For example, now I want to insert the data into only employee name column. I will delete this employee ID. What will happen now? We'll check it out. Yes, I'm giving here, so wow, I'm trying to insert the data into the table only for employee name. Execute this. So what it is saying, cannot insert value null into employee ID because employee ID is not nullable column. So whenever you are inserting the data into your table, you should definitely give data for not nullable columns. Then only it will accept the data. So I am deleting this one over here. In order to remember, I will give 7 over here. Try to insert the data now. Execute this. So here it is saying there are few columns in the insert statement. If you see over here, only one column we have mentioned in the insert statement, whereas in values we are giving two different values. So two columns data we are giving. So it will give error like number of values are more, but number of columns that you have mentioned in the insert statement are less. That is the statement. There are fewer columns in the insert statement than values specified in the values class. So what you need to do is over here is you need to give exactly same number of columns as you are mentioning in the values. Now I will execute this. It will insert the data into this table. That record is inserted. You can see over here 7 Bob was inserted into your table. Now what will happen? So values you have given more and columns you have given less. At that time it give error. Now I am removing one value from here and then I will try to execute it. What will happen? Insert into this table. I'm executing this. What is happening? There are more columns in the insert statement than value specified. So what you need to specify is you have to give the same number of columns in both values and employee table columns list. At that time only it will accept. And these are different ways. Without using column name also we learned how to do it, and how to insert multiple records into with single insert statement that we identified over here by using this. Another way of inserting the data into your table is select into. So what I will do is select into employee values. I will give over here select into employees. Then I'm deleting this. Select star from employee. So what it will do is it will select the data from this table and the same data it will insert into this table. Try to execute this. Before executing this, now I will see how many number of records are there in my table. I have only 9 records. Try to execute this. Now you will get 9 records were inserted. Just check the data available in your table. You can see 18 records are available in your table. So this is also one of the way that you can do by using SQL Server. So another one is insert into select. So another way of inserting the data is select star into dbo.employee table. What it will do is it will select the data from here and then it will insert the data into this table. what is happening, select star, all those columns it will select into this table, all the data will go to this table. So we have only 18 records in the table. After executing this, what will happen, we'll see. These are already object names. So what it is saying is object is already available. Select star into, what it will do is it will create the table for you. If the table is already in existence, it will give an error. Now I am viewing employee 1, try to execute the query. What will happen? This the item records were inserted into that table. I am checking whether the data is there in our table or not. Employee 1. I am executing this. So the same data is available in your employee table as well as employee 1 table. These are the different ways of inserting the data. Another way of inserting the data is you can create the stored procedure. In that stored procedure I am writing select star from dbo.employee. Once you created this and creating this, by using this stored procedure also you can insert the data into your table. The way you will execute is by using the execute statement. Execute statement will be used to execute the stored procedure. I am executing this stored procedure over here, and then before this, right, insert into dbo.employee, and then I'm executing. What it will do is it will execute this statement. Whatever the results are returned by this stored procedure will be inserted into this employee table. I'm executing this. So 18 records were inserted into your table, and then try to see how many number of records are there in your employee table. Earlier we have 18, and now this stored procedure also will return 18 records. So it should be 36 records should be there for you. So if you see over here, 36 records were available in your table. These are the different ways how we can insert the data into your table. Happy learning.